Hello everybody, hope that you are doing very well indeed, and welcome to this cryptocurrency technical analysis where we are going to be going over the price action on Bitcoin right now. An urgent emergency occurring on the charts. I cannot believe my eyes. I have only just finished shaking from the excitement that we have in this chart right now, and you might think I'm over exaggerating, but oh my god, I can't believe it. We have done it again. Ladies and gentlemen, hope that you are absolutely on top of the moon right now. We're going to start this in the same way as always, doing out our lovely little tweets. So let's do a lovely little tweet right now. There we go. As I will always say, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy me bringing you this absolutely free content, then you can come over to Twitter, give us a like, give us a little cheeky retweet of that one, and I will say thank you very much. That's what I'll say. I'll say thank you very much for your support. It really does mean, it means a lot. It's basically the only way the channel can grow. It's the only way we can, get to more people and help as many people as possible, really. So yeah, I appreciate all the help and the support. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for that. Of course, as always, you can also give a like to the video as well over on YouTube itself. Already 8 dislikes, so let's try and ratio. Let's get a really healthy ratio going on the likes. So yeah, that's all I'll say to start off the video. Thank you ever so much. Hope that you thoroughly enjoy. And even the people that are disliking, hey, I know you're here turning up every video to watch the content. So obviously we're bringing help to a lot of people. So ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with looking at this chart. No, Bitcoin. So remember this, timing is everything. And how true is that? Obviously, timing is everything. How many times have we told you about this? That in cryptocurrency, in trading in general, you need to be able to time the entry. Because what happens, let's say we had a very good idea that we were going to reject off the middle of the channel. But if we are timing our entries, if we're entering shorts too early, we get stopped out before the move. If we are timing our entries too late, we miss the move. So timing is everything. Okay. And when we know timing is everything, how can we sort of get these heads up? Well, Fibonacci time today, the 25th of June. Wonder what this is. So we have the 25th of June today. We had the fact that we came into the middle of the channel, and it's like I was writing on Twitter 4 hours ago. We touched the middle of the channel to the exact dollar. Okay, and this is obviously the exact same channel that we were looking at in yesterday's live stream, the exact same channel that we had on there, and we hit the middle of that channel to the exact dollar, and we've got a nice pullback here. And isn't it funny that in yesterday's video, that was literally only one bit of technical analysis that I had on my chart, as it is today. One bit of technical analysis I had on, and it was the channel. And we hit the middle of the channel perfectly for this pretty substantial retracement from the middle of the channel to where we saw to the downside, 8.5% down, downwards. So, I mean, if you just took one thing from that video yesterday, hopefully you added on the exact same channel that I gave you. And if you're not even a paying member, absolutely anybody watching that free YouTube video could have added on the one bit of technical information that I gave you. You needed one line on your chart, and that one line timed the absolute exact high of the move. And this is what we mean. Timing is everything. As we were saying, ladies and gentlemen, I really didn't feel that this was going to be the high. Why? I didn't feel that was going to be the high. Why? Because it was not a major resistance. It was the first SR level. But we did not expect a major reversal from this point in the chart, did we? No, because it wasn't a major resistance. Coming up into that 35,900 to the middle of this channel, this nice little box of resistance that we had, this was major resistance. Okay, and now I want to take it one step further, as I see lots of pretty nice comments piling in of people that made a lot of good trades, I suppose. Thank you. It's really nice to read this. As this one, I see this always pops up in green. So it's like doubled my portfolio since yesterday. Thanks, mate. You are absolutely more than welcome. So what was the confluence that we had here? Because obviously I'll always say, is one level enough? Well, one level is enough for CCPool. But what did we have as confluence? What did we have as confluence, eh? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you ask me, what did we have as a confluence? And I tell you, um, show me how to no, actually, no, I won't go into that. I'll just show you what I wrote in the group. Okay, so this is the confluence that you had yesterday at 20 past 11. Again, this is for the champions members only. And for the people that say, well, I will say we're not a signals group, but let's come on. I pretty much, I give my opinions. Let's just say this. And my opinion was, I would like to see a retracement. I wonder what's happening next. No, I wanted to see a retracement on Bitcoin. I was going for downside. Okay, I was going for a move to the downside. I even gave the exact target that I wanted to see with the CCV setup. And this is you got to pay attention to this, because we're going on to what we're looking at for the downside here. So even if you don't understand the CCV setups, just totally listen to what I'm telling you, because I don't want to. Basically, I'm just like literally calling the exact market. So pay attention. So yesterday, the CCV setup obviously activates at 1 a.m. You have your 1 a.m. This is when you say, okay, you have a CCV setup at 1 a.m. But I last night, 2 hours before that, had recognized to myself, I thought, okay, we have much more underlying liquidity below us. E.g., I would like to see a retracement before we start to think of a move to the upside. And then 2 hours before we had it, I started to think, and this is what we mean, get ahead of the competition, everybody. Get ahead of the competition. Start thinking about the setups before they're even there. So I started to think about this 2 hours before. I think we're going to get it today. And why was I so confident that we'll be getting the retracement? Why am I openly telling everybody in the group, this is exactly what I wanted? Well, it's because of the context. Okay, so the context is we were in a range. I understood that we were at the middle of the channel resistance. E.g., I think it's unlikely that we continue up while the major liquidity rests below us. And of course, on top of this, we have the middle of the channel. Of course, in the end, we did get a confirmed CCV setup. Again, I was thinking ahead of the box, I suppose outside of the box, thinking about it before it happened, recognizing the shorts that we could get in without having to wait for the open and the confirmation of the closes. Of course, you had that, and the short went exactly as you would want, hitting targets, as I will show you here. Target, I wrote this in the group, there you go, $32,550. That was the price target that I gave to people. Again, not a signals group, but what can we say? Pretty damn close. But of course, it's not a signals group. But anyway, moving on swiftly. So basically, that gave us, if we mark out 32,550 on the charts here, 32,550. 32,000. 32,550. Okay. Well, if we go down to the 1 minuto, as we can see, we just bam into this start of a bounce, no? So 32,550 hits minutes before starting this live stream. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you wanted to get the short from the absolute high to the absolute low, this is for the champions group. Okay, this is for the champions group members. But yeah, that was shorting literally the absolute high to calling the low hours in advance, recognizing that we're going to drop, hours in advance, giving the target, later seeing the wick onto the downside. I don't know. Are you impressed? I don't know. But anyway, I impress myself sometimes, so I like to go on about it. But anyway, so that gives us now. Obviously, we're looking at this as so take profit, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lovely, lovely, lovely take profit. Do we have to close fully out of shorts? Of course not. We don't have to fully close out of shorts. But what we can do is hit a take profit, move a stop loss, and let's wait to see if we get a bit of a reaction down here. Of course, could we come down lower? Of course, yeah, definitely we could come down lower. Okay, we've hit the target, but it doesn't mean that we cannot come down lower. So if we're thinking about this sensibly, thinking sensibly, then, so what could we say? Well, of course, we're still in a local downtrend. So locally here, we are now, very much in a downtrend. So if we are to continue down, what could we say are some like major important levels of support? Well, clearly, $31,000, I think, is going to be your biggest, maybe intermediate level. Of course, you could look for the swing failure pattern of these lows. It's obviously coming in around, $32,000. That's been a big level for a long time now. But $32,000 is your, obviously down towards these lows. No, what did I just say? $32,000, obviously down towards those lows. Then you've got that $31,000, which is going to be coming in around the CC. But again, if you don't find any major support here, I really wouldn't be surprised to see yourself all the way back down at the lows. And this is the thing. If you are prepared, if you are ready, I think this is what I wanted to give people. Why was I so blunt? Why was I so absolutely clear with exactly what I wanted to see in the group last night? And it literally is, hand on heart, I want people to take the weekend off and relax. And guess what? I've now put you, this is again only for the members, but I've put you in a situation where we are winning whatever happens now. Okay? Gave you the entry, or I gave you the setup of the CCV, alerting you to this. And now we've hit target, e.g. we can take a nice, lovely percentage profits and relax on the weekend. And ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you this now, you can raise a drink with me tomorrow, because I will definitely be drinking and celebrating this one. But, we're just in a lovely situation now. So the thing is, can we continue down lower? Okay, of course we can continue down lower. Can we bounce it? Of course we can bounce it. And this is what I think some people don't comprehend when they say, oh, Daniel's telling us the price can go up, down, or sideways. Of course I am. I'm always going to say price can go up, down, and sideways. But it takes a level of knowledge to understand price can go up, down, and sideways and accept that can happen. And it takes another degree, another level, another like brain explodes when you realize, of course, price can do anything, but we only trade our setups. We only trade the highest probabilities. So of course, I can sit here and tell you today, could price go lower? Yes. Could price now bounce? Yes. Could price literally do nothing and go sideways? Yes. But that's irrelevant to us. The only thing that we care about is where's the entry and where's the target. To be honest, that's the only thing we care about. So if price goes sideways here, what happens? We don't take a trade. It's like here, when price hits the middle of the channel, when you get a CCV setup, you take the trade. You need to truly understand what I'm talking here, because otherwise it's just words. So it's just words until you truly appreciate and understand what I'm telling you is just so powerful in trading. It really, really, really is. But you have to really understand and have more than 5 IQ points to understand what I'm talking about. So price can go up, down, or sideways here. But that is irrelevant to us. The thing that we need to remember always is we need to mark out our levels and be patient waiting for those big levels, Be patient waiting for those big setups. And if you are patient waiting for those setups, when you recognize price is not likely to get a full-on reversal here, not even on this candle, not even on this candle, none of this. Why? Because we hadn't hit major resistance. We hadn't had a CCV setup. We hadn't had myself giving any inklings that I want to see a retracement. Over the past, over the past 2.5 days, not once I had been telling people I'm bearish in the group. All the time I'm telling people I'm looking for higher. And last night I changed my tune. I said I want to see the retracement. I called a CCV setup. We got it. And then obviously we get a lovely, lovely short. And guess what? We hit the target perfectly. And now it comes, okay, let's wait for the next setup. Do I have an amazing setup that I view on the chart right now? No. Because an amazing setup, you're not having amazing setups. 2 in 1 day is going to be pretty hard stretch, So we've had an amazing setup today, I called that amazing setup. And now it comes to a time of patience now. You have to now be patient to wait for the next setup, in my opinion. Do I see one as we're speaking right now? No. Am I hiding this to the public? No. Even for the people in the group, I will tell you, I don't see an amazing setup now. So don't think I'm just hiding it because it's a public video. I mean this, I don't see an amazing setup now. It's I suppose our next kind of good setup would be a retracement down to around $31,000, or of course breaking this channel low and heading much lower. I'm very comfortable if this happens at this moment in time, to be honest with you. But again, what's the point in thinking of $26,000 while we're at $32,000? You kind of see, I'm not going to complain if we head down that low, but at the same point, I'm not thinking about that low. Okay, I'm not thinking about that low at the moment. Why? Because we have 2 levels, pushing 3 levels, in my opinion, of support prior to this. So the way I trade is I'm not thinking about like $26,000, $23,000, $13,000 before we've broken the support levels above it. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense. It's just like, I wasn't thinking necessarily, although I had the long obviously from the exact low, I wasn't thinking about trading to $40,000. Well, we had, in my opinion, 35,900, middle of the channel as a major resistance. I'm not thinking about 40k while we're below the middle of the channel. E.g., what's the point in thinking we're hitting the high of the channel while we're below the midpoint? You can see it doesn't really make sense. So yeah, I think you just got to prepare yourself. And in terms of resistance, of course, that middle of the channel, $36,000, what we were looking at yesterday, this remains, in my opinion, clearly resistance. This is a big resistance. Big support. Well, I think the biggest support is back down at around $31,000, which from here is still another retrace of about 4%. Pretty big. Yeah, it's a pretty big retracement. So that's like how I would bear it in mind. Like personally, I wouldn't jump into a long here, but I'm not. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't just like randomly sort of jump into a long here. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't just jump into a long here. I'm pretty comfortable to like see the swing failure pattern of these lows, for example, see a change of market structure at this moment in time, or just wait it out maybe a few hours to see if we get some absorption, what the volume is like see if we get a nice setup appear to ourselves. Look at the divergences that we're forming. Of course, divergences, this sort of absorption, you don't see it after 5 minutes while the drop's happening. You have to wait it out. So e.g., it requires patience. It requires patience, and it also requires you to trade the charts. It's like I feel yesterday. I feel like yesterday I was, I think I could say like I was leaning bullish during yesterday's video, for example, or during the past like 3 videos that I've made since here. My videos have all been leaning bullish, all looking for upside. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Like I have been leaning bullish, and this is like when it comes to okay, lean bullish while we're expecting higher. Once we expect lower, lean bearish. No. And of course, we can lean bearish here on the local term time frame, see a bounce and then come back bullish again. Yeah, that's acceptable. But I think it all comes down to like, it really all just comes down to, I suppose, I don't know, having faith, having some trust in the levels, in the analysis. This really is what it comes down to, I suppose. So, just trying to think here if there's anything major that I wanted to tell you. So I suppose, yeah, that's kind of the main points that I really wanted to highlight. First of all, the main thing I wanted to highlight to you is timing is everything. E.g., Fibonacci time, middle of the channel CCV setup. If you were shorting too early, like the shorts appeared at 11 p.m. last night when I started to, call the shorts. Like before that, you were too early. So you have to be patient. You have to be waiting for these sort of ideas, CCV setup. So the timing is everything. It really is. And now the same I emphasize now, like timing is everything. So if you enter your long too early, you're going to get stopped out before the bounce. So this is what I mean. I personally wouldn't long here because I don't feel this is going to be probably the low at the moment. I don't really, checking the volume and stuff, I don't really feel that this is going to be the low. So e.g., if I longed now, I think it's probably likely that I'd get stopped out before a bounce. E.g., I'm not going to long now. E.g., timing is everything in trading, So it comes down to, having that now bit of patience. It's like, yeah, we've just taken an insane trade, just as we took the insane trade at the absolute low. Like, the 3 pivots on this chart, I shorted the exact wick, I longed the exact wick, and I shorted the exact wick. It's like, I don't even know what to say about that. It's just crazy when you think about it. But it just comes down to timing now. So I think we just got to be a bit patient. It's just like, this is the 1 minute chart. It's just like, let's see Don't get me wrong, this is a nice take profit. If we head down way lower, I'm comfortable with that. Like, I'm a big advocate of taking profits at a big target like it is. So don't get me wrong, if we head down lower, I haven't closed fully my short. So it's like, this is a take profit, but not fully closed. But it's also, because this is a take profit, doesn't mean that I'm going to long it. And e.g., I want to see lower here before I long. And again, this could be just these lows, or it could be like 26K, for example. It's like, give me something that shows me that there's a long, and I just don't have that at the moment, So it's like, why would I long it? So, and it all really comes down to, most importantly, having the setup in place. Okay, recognizing what's too early. E.g., this for me was too early to short. Even here, like all of it was too short until we had that beautiful idea of a retracement, basically. And until I had that thought in my brain, I wasn't bearish at all. It wasn't until last night that I even wanted to take a short. And my eyes lit up. I saw the opportunity. Bam. I took it, And I don't see that amazing opportunity at the moment. E.g., so I'm going to wait. I'm going to buy my time. And I'm going to wait for a really, really, really nice setup again. I don't see one at the moment. Maybe if we take these lows, then that's a potential. But, it's like, yes. It's pretty obvious that there's not really a good long at the moment. So you got to be patient. You haven't taken those lows either. There's a few comments here, so I'll do these comments. Somebody says if still in a long from 30,000. So basically, if he's in a long from this wick, what is the invalidation stop loss with the new activity? Would you consider compounding? I have to be careful when I answer comments so directly like this. Like, I cannot, I'm just going to say, like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. So I'm not going to tell you whether you should place a stop loss here, place an invalidation here, buy here. I'm really not going to tell you to do this because, it's just not worth it for me to go into any kind of legal problems of telling people exactly what to do. So I hope you can understand. I really cannot tell you what to do there with that type of question. It's too specific to one person's case. So what I would say is, if you're in, let's say you got into a nice long from the swing failure pattern of the lows, bottom of the range, brilliant, man. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure if you've followed any of our content, you've obviously hit, well, as you say there, you hit a take profit. I'm sure you just said that. Yeah, he took profit the other day, so brilliant. You're in a winning trade, whatever happens. So I suppose you could view this as one of two ways. I think if you start closing below these lows, you're going to be probably heading back down towards your entry. Is that the end of the world if you get stop loss to entry? No. You still have made money. I think, though, I would, without being too precise, I think I would view it like this. I would recommend it like this, I suppose. What was the time frame that you were going for? With your long down here, was your target to the major resistance that we had? Like I would call this like a local major resistance. Or is your target $40,000? Like, what is your aim and what's your target? Of course, this is why it's a little bit difficult, because you should know all your entry or invalidation, your stops before you enter the trade. So like asking me now, of course, you want my opinion. But I also say, of course, it's too late in that regard. You need to get this before you enter the trade. But I would say if your opinion is that this is like a nice pullback, we haven't closed below any lows. So in that regards, we haven't lost any major support. You might say to yourself, hey, I've hit a nice take profit. I'll put my stop loss at entry. If I get stopped on the rest, so be it, because I was looking for a higher target. And that's just part of the game. You're not going to get your final targets on all the trades. But if your trade setup was to trade it like here up to, the middle of the channel, then you should maybe raise your stop loss up to raise your stop loss above entry up to where you're kind of invalidated on the trade. Of course, you might be a little bit too late for this now because we've already retraced nearly 9% now of a day. So I hope that kind of answers your question without fully getting too precise with you, mate. But it's a little bit of an awkward situation I'm put in when I'm asked these types of questions on a you know, on a public live stream, it's a bit awkward because, you know, I can't really be so precise with people. I would really appreciate if you could provide a separate channel. Separate channel for my calls are coming, so I am going to have my own channel. I've said this, yeah, I am going to do that. I appreciate the learning modules greatly. I'm sure you do, mate. I'm sure you do. Why is the 25th important? Binance quarterly futures. I think the 25th was important just because we said it was going to be important. It's like the saying. This is a. I think there should be at one point a Chart Champions quote book. Chart Champions quote was, "What's the best way to predict future levels? To create reactions at them yourself." E.g., what was the probabilities that the middle of the channel here was going to form a major rejection like it did? I don't think many people knew that. It's like, so we got to create the reaction ourselves. It's like, we have been aware of the 25th of June for I don't know how many months. And it's like, why did this have to be such a why was today a massively volatile day? It's like, hey, because we want it to be. So it's like, if you want to create a reaction, like, obviously I've been talking about fib time. This is a fib time that you will not see in the charts. And if you know, you know. But this is a fib. This is just a my time. This is just a CCPool time. It's not actually a proper Fibonacci time that you see in the charts. So yeah, obviously that's a bit of a cryptic message, I suppose. But yeah, I don't think the Binance quarterly futures are important expiring at all. I think there was like 2 billion or something in these futures expiries, and that's such a low amount of money. Like in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that important. Maybe if there was like 20 billion expiring, then it might be a bit important. But it's like 2 billion expiring. Yes, it's not really newsworthy information. Or of course, people could make a news story out of it, but it's not really newsworthy when it's such a low amount of like volume in comparison to the grand scheme of the market cap. And the other question I have: sent an email via the website for coaching. If you've sent an email, customer service will get back to you. Make sure you send it obviously to customerservice@chartchampions.com. That's the only one that's monitored. Okay, so we have not quite taken this low yet, forming like a double bottom. So you see, this is what you call almost a double bottom. So you just have to zoom down into like the 15-minute chart, but you can see here this is the first low, and you could argue this is around the double bottom. Obviously, this isn't a long that I would take. I don't trade double bottoms, but that's obviously what some people are going to try and long. Double bottom setup. This is not a setup that I take. I'll just put that out there. But some people, I'm sure, are longing right now, thinking it's a double bottom. So yeah, that's what you have going on very, very, very locally. So let's see what we have in the charts. Let's take a look at the charts. Gonna have to come down to a much lower time frame. Oh boy, look at that. That's crazy. Oh my crikey, George. That was a big open interest increase. Holy crikey, 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 crikey. Oh my giddy gosh. 29 million new shorts opens at the lows. I mean, this is just insane. Oh my God. This makes no sense at all. Why on earth would anybody do that? This is really dumb. Yeah, this is dumb traders. It's like, who does this? So 29, I mean, look at this, 12 million, 20. This just blows my mind. We've had nearly 50 million shorts open. So people have opened nearly 50 millions of shorts at the lows. It's just like, what on earth are you thinking? This is an awful, I will say this, like, this is a really bad time to short. It's like, what on earth is going on here? Why are 50 million shorts opening here? This is just way too late. These are the type of people that need to learn from chart champions. Like, it's just crazy the amount of money people are losing because they're so bad at trading. It's like, these are the times to short. You had so many opportunities to short the highs today. Not even that difficult. You know, you had a support resistance flip, CCV setups, the middle of the channel itself. I mean, that's 3 different trade setups. It's like, you've had plenty of opportunities to short. Not at the absolute low of the move. It's such a weird time to short. So shame on these people. 50 million shorts. Over 50 million. We're hitting nearly 60, 70 million down here of new shorts opening. Oh my, it blows my mind. It really does. This is just so bad trading. This is just awful traders that are shorting here. Like, shame on these people because it's so bad. But I guess everybody has to learn at some point. So shame. But hopefully they learn their lesson because this is just crazy. Just such a bad time to short. Anyway, I digress. This makes me feel ill. I feel sick looking at this. Coming on 100 million of shorts at support. 100 million shorts at support. Just what is going on? Anyway, that's absolutely crazy, mate. Dan O'Good, I am still in ETH and DOT, yes, but yes, I am still in those. What price do you think Bitcoin and ETH can hit by 2020? Oh, mate, I am a very good low-term time frame trader or day trader, making predictions of 2022. I guess it's only 6 months away, but I'm not I don't specialize, I suppose, in prediction that's 6 months away. Like, I would be able to give you much better answer once I've seen a break of this, because while we're still within this range here, it's like I don't really want to make a massive prediction, to be honest with you. I just have no need. I just don't see the point in it. So yeah, if this range breaks down, then I would have a prediction, and if this range breaks up, I would have a prediction. But like, while we're within this range, I'll happily sit on the fence. I'll happily do it, you know? So yeah, I don't really have a prediction for 2022. Like, I don't know. The more you watch, the more you stick around, you'll know that this is just not really my style of like making a price prediction here of where we'll be in 2022. If you want a price prediction of 2022, there is 1,000 other YouTube channels out there that will happily tell you, I'm sure in their eyes, they have full confidence in it. Bitcoin's going to $300,000 in a hyper cycle, you know. So if you want the hopium, go watch another channel because they'll happily sell you hopium. If you want to know like how a real professional trader is going to approach this, it's just see which way this range breaks, and until we get a break from this range, it's actually irrelevant to make a prediction up or down. Of course, people are going to do it, and I don't, I digress. Anyway, that's just not my style of trading, so I'm not going to do it. So, the next question that we have here is: so is there no way to learn this thing? And if your capital is making their actions on you specifically, so is there no way to learn this thing? Well, the thing is, of course, we've created a lovely reaction at this level. I'm not going to say we've created it, but I'm just going to say there was a lovely reaction at this level. And this was not based off of anything but technicals. Yeah. It wasn't just like, people all the time come into these videos. They're like, oh, well, manipulation, or, oh, you're manipulating the market and all this sort of, stuff that people just love to say. It's just like, this is not manipulation. This is not anything other than technical analysis. It's like this short was the middle of the channel. This short was from recognizing the more liquidity is down. Yeah. This short is recognizing context tells us we have a brilliant CCV setup. Yeah. The context tells us we're going lower. E.g., these shorts were off a technical analysis, irrelevant of how much money we're trading with, irrelevant of how much wells we have in the group. It's irrelevant, yeah? The only thing that's relevant is the technical analysis, because that's the only thing that we're trading from. And then to go on and expand the question, how do you learn that? the technical analysis would have given you that short with 100%. I'm sure if you've been in this group longer than probably a month, you know what the CCV setup is right now. And if you don't know what it is, I don't know what rock you live under, because there was a technical level and it was a technical setup. And so can you learn this? 100% yes. Like, this is what we teach in the group every single day. Can you show us how to read open interest? I also recommend this guy to basically just sign up to the contenders. The contenders is, I want to say, like really cheap for what you're getting. And I teach how to read the open interest in that. E.g. to understand how to read open interest, this is going to require a few hours of studying. And for me to explain it I'm staying on this stream for another like 10-15 minutes. It's just not going to be happening. So I'll just literally say, watch the contenders video that we have on open interest and funding. I think the video is called Open Interest and Funding, where we talk about the funding rates on exchanges. And then, so the next one is, thanks, understand about being too specific. I did move my stop loss to entry. Target was high of the old range. Okay, fair enough. Well, if that's the case, I think I'd be comfortable having to stop loss at entry. I mean, so if you're saying here about the compounding, I would say, I think it would be acceptable if you do a swing failure pattern of these lows. I mean, I personally don't take double bottom setups. Like, I just would never ever take a double bottom setup. Of course, you're getting a bit of a double bottom setup here off of the very low of a CCV target. So if you trade those type of setups, and this is the thing, just because I don't trade it doesn't mean you don't, you can still trade it, sort of thing. It is a technical setup. It's just not, I have certain criteria of what I trade. And for me, a double bottom just isn't in that criteria list, So I'm really comfortable in my style of trading, and, just knowing myself, I'm really comfortable if I miss that and it's because of a double bottom. Like, I'm just totally fine with that, And just because I have a criteria, I would not take that trade. But let's say you do take a double bottom setup, then you could say, hey, this is a good compound. Invalidation is tiny, yeah? Your stop loss, again, now it's getting a bounce a bit. Your stop loss would literally be about 0.3%. EGA, pretty nice if you think about it like that. Alternatively, you could say, hey, I want to see a bit of a trend change. I want to see a bit of absorption above this high. Like, for me, would I take a double bottom setup off the first drop? No. But if I see consolidation going on here for an hour or 2 hours, we start to see really nice absorption, start to see those divergences, then yes, I would take the long here, sort of thing. And e.g., I would compound along. So the difference, I suppose, between that is one's jumping into it really quickly and one's waiting for a bit of confirmation. And I'm happy to long a little bit higher, but with, in my opinion, that extra step of confirmation. Like, I'm just very comfortable to do that, to be honest with you. So I hope that helps as well, mate. AKRM with the silver lovely trophy says, wouldn't this be considered a swing failure pattern currently? In my opinion, no. So this, I wouldn't class this as a swing failure pattern, no, because we haven't actually taken the lows. So I'll mark this out again for you. I would not class this as a swing failure pattern. I would class this as a double bottom, but I would not class that as a swing failure pattern because you haven't taken the lows. So there is no swing failure pattern there, okay? Because the lows were not taken. So no, in my opinion, 100% that's not a swing failure pattern. But this is the thing. These people that have shorted nearly 100 million in shorts down here, this is suicide. This is just suicide. And they literally deserve to get short squeezed. So if this just zooms up from here, I would just say shame on these people, because this is why we can't have good things. Because these people got way too aggressive too early. We saw nearly 100 million of shorts. So of course, if you ever have the capital to perform this type of thing, if you see all these shorts opening, well, if you're opening longs in the opposite direction, for example, of course, you can start to squeeze these shorts and e.g. squeeze the shorts maybe back above the previous high, get them all liquidated, get them all closing, and then drop it down again. So, you have to think like a market maker at this point, because this is a prime opportunity to squeeze shorts, in my opinion. Like, this is something I would do. Squeeze the shorts back above the high, get stop losses up here, get people stopped out of their shorts, liquidate all the shorts here, and then drop it again. like that this is something I would do. But I'm not trading this at the moment, so I'm not going to do anything. But it's just like, this is prime opportunity for a short squeeze, but somebody with capital has to do it. And maybe we'll have to phone up Igor because I'm not going to do this on stream. So it's just like, somebody has a primed opportunity when they see this. If they can read the order flow and read this, it's a prime opportunity for a short squeeze. But you're going to have a few hundred mil to get it started. So yeah, it's a very good opportunity, but I don't know. Somebody's going to have the cojones to do it. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, just look at the values on the right-hand side of the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you this. If you are a contender or a champion right now, please just say thank you in the comments. That's all I'll say. Look at the values on the right and just say thank you. Just say thank you for that setup that I gave you, because it was absolutely brilliant. I have to say, it was brilliant. It really was. So yeah, that's what I'll say. If you are a contender and a champion watching this, give me a little thanks, and I'll be very, very, very happy. Everybody's saying phone Eagle. No, I'm just happy because, yeah, basically because this is what we teach, and like for me, we're all about the like. It's just really, 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 really good now, and I'm sure it's good for the people that are studying this to see like what we're teaching is like absolutely true and like absolutely working. Like, look at all these messages. This is people that are in the group studying, and this is just such nice evidence for the doubters and the people that don't believe. It's like, because people do not believe that we take. People are just in like disbelief because we're trading so well consistently. People are in disbelief, and so I mean, this is powerful. This is powerful because it's just like people are fully understanding what we're teaching, integrate it into their trading, and then like this is just like real hard cold evidence that it's literally working, where you can short exact dollar highs. You know, I didn't take this long, but I'm 100% sure people in the group have, and you know, you can time exact dollar highs, you can time exact dollar lows, and it's just beautiful. It really, really, really is. This is crazy. The thank yous are still coming in. It's just like, yeah, shout out to the community. Like, shout out. I literally love you all. Like, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Number one most profitable trading community in the world, and I don't think there's anybody that can doubt that right now. Anyway. Yes, that CCV did work perfectly. It says take a look at this money shot. So we see how many people got done good today in the money shots. 24 hours is key. Also long on the XRPs. Lovely shorts. People taking their shorts into a long, trading Cardano. Another lovely short from 34. That's 1,000%. Look at this. This is just beautiful. Cryptic with the lovely initial balance shorts. You know, you can just see here lots of people making. Thank you, Daniel. Was my trade of the week. There you go. Beautiful, no? 34,600 short to 32,000 exit. Lovely, no? CCV rocks. 34,000 short to 32,000 take profit. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So anyway, there you go. I'll take a few more questions and then I think I'll wrap it up. I'll see. Obviously, we are seeing a bit of a short squeeze. This guy says, Martin, how much retention would you pay to CBD on alts? Not a lot, to be honest with you, mate. Not a lot. I think Bitcoin is the one to pay attention to. I would not really. I think I'd pay attention to it if Bitcoin is not extremely volatile. Maybe Bitcoin's literally going sideways and nothing. But when Bitcoin is this volatile, like this is a massive move that we've seen today. You do not see every day nearly 10% moves down like this. So we've seen a massive move today. And so when Bitcoin is this volatile, I would not pay attention to the alts at all, to be honest with you, mate. So yeah, I would only pay attention to Bitcoin. No, unfortunately, you're a bit too late. Obviously, we're definitely going to end in the money. I'm 100% sure of this. We are still in first place as well at the moment. So we are still in first place in the competition, but you are too late to join in. But I did put out enough warnings of people. If you want to join our team, if you want to make some free money, I gave you the link to join because I was confident we were going to be in the money, and we're in the money. But no, it's too late to join that now, mate, unfortunately. But next one, mate. Next one. This short squeeze is underway, by the way. I kind of wish I was not on stream to participate in it. A little part of me does want to be off stream right now too long. It's just like, this is such a primed opportunity. It just needs someone to actually press the trigger. It's just like, oh, this is kind of primed. It really is, but oh well. Yeah, I will stay on stream for a few more minutes. Who wants to end with a story time? Should we end with a story time? Nice little story before we end. Oh, thank you as well for the people that have smashed the retweets, smashed the likes. Oh, and on YouTube as well. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got 2,500 people in here, 800 likes. I think we can get that instantly to 1,000. Without thinking about it, press the like button. Just press the like button without even thinking about it. Just do it. Just do it right now. Stop what you're doing and just press this button right here. Press this button. Turn it blue. Give a like. Look at this, 76 dislikes. This is what we mean. Like the dislikes are insane. We have a lot of people that religiously follow us, that are subscribed to watch every video, but they will take in all the content, but then always dislike it. So let's smash out for dislikers, because like haters are always going to hate. So we got to show the love. Press the like, turn it blue, and if you want to be even kinder, copy the link under the share, and send this to WhatsApp, to Facebook, to Twitter, to all of the social medias, and hey, that helps even more. But yeah, thank you everybody. There you go, 1,000 likes. And for the people disliking, hey, you're more than welcome to. We don't aim to please everybody, I suppose, but honestly, for the people that have given the likes there, thank you ever so much. Honestly, thank you. I guess I can talk about that really quickly. But that leads me into quite a nice story, I suppose. I will. Oh, man, I'm kind of low key annoyed that I'm going to miss the short squeeze. But anyway, I'll give you a bit of a story before we end. And like this weekend, I am telling you, this weekend I'm going to take this Saturday off, and I will raise a glass with all of you. But yeah, who's up for a bit of a story? I suppose. What was I going to talk about? Yeah, I suppose we'll talk about this as we can watch the short squeeze. Unfortunately, I'm not participating, which is low-key annoying, but it's just the opportunity here was kind of, it's just not every day you see nearly 100 million shorts opening at support. It's like, oof. Oh, well, I'm going to miss it. Like, I'm not that bothered, but low-key annoyed, but I'm not going to try and focus on this. So I've got to do the story, wrap up the stream, and end. So I was going to talk about this. Like, what was I going to talk about? Like, half my brain is just like, oh my god, I really want along. And the other part of my brain is like, let's just wrap this stream up. I don't know. I can't even remember what I was going to say. Let's see what this guy says. Just pay my respects to the paper money Don. Hope you are well. And also love the Mark Riblet video. Have you ever considered a coin panel account? This part, you're absolutely welcome. I love that guy too. And this part, I have no idea what a coin panel account is. Then you please watch where ETH bounce yearly point of control. I will just trust you on this one. I kind of want to wrap the video up. So, I don't want to go into ETH. I actually have an ETH video that's like waiting to be released. It's just like I haven't got around to doing it yet, but I have an ETH video recorded, man. I need to get around to uploading it. But I was going to say, yeah, this is why we'll always ask you for like spreading the love, like give us a like, give us a retweet, because we obviously are very much, not liked by a lot of people. Obviously, I don't know. It's just like one of these things. Like the only way that we can get our word out is literally by the community, because you know how it is. You know how it works on like Twitter and all these things. Like, nobody's ever going to give us a follow Friday. You will never, ever see chart champions in a follow Friday, because the way that like Twitter works, and again, this is really off topic. If you're here for the technical analysis, I'm kind of done with it. I'm just going to like go story mode. People like the stories. And I am missing this short squeeze. Oh my God. Yeah, I need to talk to like get my annoyance away. So it's like, yeah, this is the thing with like Twitter. You will never see chart champions in a follow Friday, because I don't even know whether people are allowed to talk about this, but hey, why not? Like the way that Twitter works, and I might have like hinted on this before, but the way Twitter works is like you get these like little groups, and so everybody is friends with other people on Twitter. Like you will always see the same Twitter accounts follow Friday, the same accounts. And so they have like groups, and unless you're like part of their group, they will never ever mention you. And yeah, we're not in their groups. Like, yeah, for some of them, they'll be like, hey, pay, and you can get a shout out, pay us, and we'll give you a follow Friday. It's just like, I've never, ever been interested in it. And yeah, so basically the only way that we can ever get out there is by people liking and sharing our own content, because we got no friends down in the deep. But hey, I'm not really that bothered. But yeah, I suppose I'll end with a few questions before we end, and then I'll wrap it up, because let's say I'll stay on stream for 2 more minutes. So if you want a question, smash it in, and then I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm probably going to go and trade this, because I'm getting anxiety from just watching this and doing nothing. Somebody says final conclusions. Well, final conclusions then are, yeah, of course, middle of the channel. This sits at about 30, again, I will always say view this as a little bit of a zone. I was obviously saying 35,900. I think we can just view this as a bit of a zone, This is our intraday, but this is a big resistance, and now we've obviously had the rejection. If we clear this, of course, we still got $37,000. So, those are 2 big levels to the upside, of course. Levels to the downside, well, the swing failure pattern, if we get it, unless we've put in a low during this video. But, if that's the case, I've missed the long, basically. And, if that's the case, then we're going to have to look for some signs of absorption or a long entry that appears. But obviously, best case scenario for me anyway is lower. And the only places that I'd be a little bit interested in, really would be down towards, 31,500-ish. Or of course a break, breakdown, head down towards 28k again, 27, 26k. So my closing thoughts here are, at the end of the day, we're still in the range. Yeah, so we are still range bound. Is there any point being ultra bullish, ultra bearish? No, not really. You can kind of just remain fairly neutral, trade the charts. If we break the range to the downside, look for lower levels. If we break the range to the upside, look for higher levels. One thing that you can take away that I will always emphasize to people is, people stop longing into resistance. Yeah. Stop longing into resistance and stop shorting into support, because these are the people that are making it so we cannot have nice things. We cannot get a swing failure pattern, because these numpties have shorted nearly 100 million at support. And this is for a bigger trader, like lighting up eyes green. It's just because like these people are so dumb. They basically mean we cannot have nice things. So yeah, that's the thing that I'm very passionate about. And I think you need to remember, stop longing into resistance and stop shorting into support. Well, I suppose at the end of the day, you can long into the resistance, because anybody that longed into the resistance literally filled my short positions. So I guess I'm annoyed, and I'm also not annoyed, because we do need the dumb traders at the end of the day. I suppose we do need dumb traders. So if nobody longed up here, I wouldn't have been able to short. So e.g., I suppose keep longing into resistance and keep shorting into support. But I would have much preferred you to short after a swing failure pattern than a double bottom. That's the one thing. Next time, wait for the stop losses, please, because otherwise it means I miss out. That'll be my final words. Don't let me miss out. It doesn't make me happy. I like to be involved in every move. So, yeah, I've not missed too much. But that, man, look at this. Just like that literally was the absolute low. And the thing is, I didn't have that value area low yesterday, because obviously when I was giving the target of, when when I was giving that 32,550 target. You have to remember I didn't have it locked in because I was giving it before the daily close. So this was an estimate. This was an estimate of the target. And obviously, if I had confirmed the target, obviously would have been able to basically give the exact dollar low, actually, which is... Nah, oh well. But there you go. Well, CCPool holding us strong. Look at this. Long from the absolute wick low, long from the lows. This guy in a short. I knew people in the group would be taking that long because it was a long. When you see the thing is, it's a long when you see all the volume, and this is what you use as confirmation. So like when you see the volume, it's a long. The double bottom is not a long setup for me, but when you see actually the context of this with all these really dumb shorters, then yeah, you definitely have a long. So it's like, I know people have taken this and I've missed it, but oh well. Anyway, congratulations for the people that took it. I'll be, I'm not going to get depressed because it's just like, hey, we've had a really good trade. So never mind. At the end of the day, we'll see if we take those highs and get it back down below the lows. That would be best case scenario. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you have found this entertaining because there's no financial advice in the video. It's an entertainment, educational video only. So I hope you've been entertained. I hope you've learned something. And if you want the heads up, we're talking about hours before it happened. You want to know my opinions on the market. You want to know when I've switched bullish to bearish, when I've switched from taking longs to taking shorts. If you want to know the targets, we're talking about 12 hours in advance, basically giving the lows. Hey, that's the champions group for you. And if you just want to learn, if you want to understand these type of charts, if you want to understand this, understand how to read the volume, like in a real big in-depth manner, that's the contenders group. The champions get the added bonus of my insights. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much. Oh, I will end by saying this. If you want to see a little bit more from me over the weekend, I'm going to be out. So you can give us a follow over on Instagram if you want, and I'll be uploading some stories. Obviously, you can see us dancing around. Other members dancing around. She's enjoying it. This guy enjoying the short. Look at this short from 35,400. Brilliant short. Posted 7 hours ago. And who needs stream when you got the GOAT game? Obviously, we're referring about Persona 5. And if you like to see me dancing around, then I'll be doing lots of dancing around tomorrow. So yeah, if you're interested in any of those extra updates, I'll probably do a few over on Instagram tomorrow as I'm out. And I might even end up, depending on how drunk I get, I might even end up on a Twitch live stream again. The last time I got pretty smashed, we obviously ended up doing a Twitch live stream, walking through the streets. This is what happened. I was pretty drunk and I was walking through the streets on Twitch with the mobile. And I remember I asked the guy, what's your Bitcoin price prediction? So we even get Bitcoin price predictions from random people. And that's a good sentiment indicator. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that sort of stuff, you might get that tomorrow on Instagram or on Twitch. Both of them are just obviously called Chart Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed. I'm literally going to end now because I'm going to go and trade this. I'm getting too much anxiety by just talking here. So thank you ever so much. I'll see you over in the group and have an absolutely smashing, brilliant weekend. Cheers, everybody. Thank you and goodbye. Cheers.